Let me tell you something. Most folks never hear in their lifetime. This is all your fault. You caused this fire. I warned you, Karen. You're not supposed to dig in this land. Look what you've caused. People lost their lives because of you. That's how it started. Not the fire, no, that had its own ugly timing. I mean the blame, the pointing, the ache in your chest when you see something go so wrong, you wish you could just wind the clock back. Nobody should have been hurt that day, not even Karen, and sure as hell nobody deserved to die. But life doesn't hand out what you deserve. It hands you what you earn sometimes, what you're reckless enough to grab. And if you stick around, I'll show you how it feels to stand in the middle of your own land watching someone else's mistake burn your whole world down. Now I'm a farmer. Always have been. Grew up knee-deep in dirt oil diesel, and the kind of quiet that lets you think too much if you're not careful. Got more land than sense some days. My neighbors say I'm stubborn, but really I just believe in taking care of what's yours. My routine. It's honest, slow and steady. Wake up to the sun, check the soil, fix what needs fixing, move on. Or at least that's how it was before the HOA moved in next door. Funny how quickly peace goes out the window when you give people a little power and a clipboard. See, when I first bought my fields, long before some developer decided fences made good neighbors and gate codes meant security, this was wild land. No rules but the ones written in mud and blood. I lived through a few HOA presidents as the years ticked by. Most were harmless, just bored folks who liked to boss around their own kind. Then Karen showed up. The name says it all, doesn't it? Clipboard attitude, hair like a helmet, and a mouth that could strip paint off a barn. She didn't just want order, she wanted control. More fines, more rules, measuring grass with a ruler, threatening liens, acting like she ran the county. One morning, well before sunrise, I hear this metallic screaming outside. Not coyotes, not wind, something uglier. Step out and there it is, heavy machinery, jaws gnashing into my top field, eating up dirt like it's owed lunch. HOA board members are standing there, strutting around in matching vests like they're about to build the next interstate. I go up calm at first and ask what the hell they're doing. Karen, of course, isn't there. She's safe behind glass somewhere. Her minions say she authorized a borehole for a water reservoir. Community necessity, they call it, emergency powers. No permit, no warning, nothing. Just walked in like they owned the place. I tell them nicely for me that this is private land, deeded, signed, and sealed before their HOA ever existed. They laugh. Honest to God, like I'm the punchline at their little club meeting. But you want to know what really chilled me? The survey flags moved. My signs ignored. Boundaries crossed. This wasn't some paperwork screw-up. No, it was deliberate. That patch of land, it's not just dirt and roots. There's history underneath. Old oil lines, still pressurized, still deadly if you don't know what you're doing. And I'd posted signs, ugly ones on purpose. Warning pipeline. You'd have to be blind or willfully ignorant to miss them. So I step in, literally. I walk out in front of the rig and force the operator to kill the engine. The guy looks at me like I'm nuts. Maybe I am, but I'd rather be crazy than see a bunch of idiots blow us all to kingdom come. Then I tell them no more talk. Let's get Karen down here face to face. They grumble, call her on speaker. She's all smiles, smug, as a cat tells them to keep going, tells me to relax and let progress happen. Progress. That word should come with a warning label. By then, half the neighborhood's wandered over, some filming, some just rubbernecking. Nobody sure what's happening, but everyone feeling that cold tingle in the air. Because when people in power act like the rules don't apply, bad things start to happen fast. I really tried to warn them. But Karen, she had her mind made up. My land was wasted potential. Her words, not mine. Said the community needed water. Said farmers were hoarders sitting on dead dirt. I tried explaining slow like I was talking to a child that this wasn't about water or value. It was about pressure, about things buried for a reason. You don't mess with what you don't understand. She just laughed, promised a review and compromise that wouldn't, meant digging would continue. I left that office boiling. Drove home with my lawyer on speed dial, wrote out every warning I could, mailed, emailed, even faxed every address I could find. Covered my tail, did what you're supposed to do when you know trouble's coming. Then I left for the weekend. I had business on another farm, figured maybe time would cool things off or at least put a pause on the madness. but dread rode shotgun the whole way out of town. Come Sunday, I'm driving back, radio playing, background noise, mind spinning. That's when the news breaks. Local alert fire on the outskirts, evacuation orders. My hands go cold. I know before they even say it where the fire started. I slam on the gas, take every shortcut, burning through yellow lights, heart pounding. I crest the ridge and see it smoke black and oily, billowing over my field like the sky itself is angry. Sirens everywhere, neighbors out on the road, eyes wide and helpless. The scene is chaos. Flames licking up from the ground, metal twisted fuel burning in the air. Firefighters are everywhere, shouting hoses, snaking through mud water, hissing, but never quite winning. I push through. That's my land, I shout, and someone lets me pass the tape just long enough to see what's left. The borehole, they hit the pipeline. Pressure shot oil up, spark lit it off. 2 people gone, just gone. 4 more hurt faces, pale in the lights, medics moving fast. Karen's not there. Her name floats around the scene, whispered like a curse. The press shows up hungry for blame. All I give them are facts. Timelines. Warnings. I don't have anything left but the truth, and even that feels heavy in my throat. Fire chief confirms what I already know, a breach, a pipeline, a fire that never should have happened. The drill rig's nothing but melted steel, now a monument to stupidity. When the last flames die, there's nothing but ash and a silence so loud you can't think. I stand there breathing in the smoke, every ignored warning playing back in my head, every laugh from those board meetings echoing. You ever feel so tired you can't even be angry? That's what I felt, just tired, worn out by the weight of someone else's bad decisions. Then comes the investigation. State inspectors, pipeline experts, fire marshals, they swarm the place, picking apart everything. Emails, maps, calls, every warning I sent, every marker, every photo. And it all lines up. The borehole drilled exactly where it shouldn't have been. No permit, no survey, just Karen's word against common sense. She tries to spin it, blames the contractor, the weather. Even me said I intimidated her crew. That falls apart quick. Messages come out, her telling them to keep digging, to ignore the crazy farmer, to finish before anyone can stop them. Board members fold, start talking, scared for their own skins. They admit everything, pressure, threats, promises of favors. Charges come down hard. Trespass. Negligence. Manslaughter. The courtroom's packed, families of the victims staring holes in the back of Karen's head. I take the stand, tell it plain, don't sugarcoat or grandstand. The judge listens. Jurors watch Karen go from queen bee to scared defendant, shoulders slumping, eyes darting. Verdict, guilty every count. Karen does time. Real time, no slap on the wrist. She loses her house, her money. Everything she thought made her important. The HOA itself crumbles. Lawsuits, audits, liens, you name it. New folks take over, write new rules, no digging without permits, no ignoring boundaries. No more pretending power means you can do whatever you want. My fields, well, they heal. It takes time, but the land forgives eventually. And me, I still farm. Still post warning signs. Still believe that tragedy teaches, even if the lesson's paid in pain. That day took too much. Some things you can't make right, no matter how many court orders or apologies you hand out. But accountability, that's something. Because power without knowledge is just a drill with no breaks and consequences. They always find the right depth. The earth remembers, even if people try to forget. I put up memorials for the folks we lost, spoke their names aloud so no one forgets. Funded scholarships for their families, not because I had to, but because it felt right. Got boundaries resurveyed, pipelines, mapped emergency drills run until even the old-timers stopped rolling their eyes. The silence that used to follow warnings, that's gone. Now people listen. At least most do. So let me ask you, was that justice? Did Karen get what she deserved, or was it too little too late? What do you do when people in power gamble with other people's lives? You ever had someone ignore your warnings, trample your boundaries, then act surprised when karma shows up swinging? I'd love to hear what you think. Drop your story in the comments. Tell me, have you ever watched someone finally face the music? Or have you had to swallow the lesson and just move on? Either way, I'll be reading. And if nothing else, let this be a warning. Respect the land, respect the lines, and never ever dig where you don't know what's waiting underneath.